You know, it's actually one of the things that I think about all the time because I see it all the time in the gym. People are doing things that don't make any sense. They're doing tons of calf raises to build their calves, but yet they have virtually no quads. So we got to fix this today. So I'm going to show you one thing to do every single morning when you wake up, even before you get out of bed. And this is something that has been science-backed and research-backed for over 20 years. So let's dive in. If you're new here, welcome. We talk all things health and fitness. And if you've been around here for a while, welcome back. It's good to have you here again. So one of the biggest problems that I see with so many seniors and really anyone who's aging is they start losing lean muscle mass. In fact, as we age, we can lose anywhere between 3 to 8 pounds of muscle per decade after our 40s. So that means from your 40s to your 50s, you could be losing between 3 to 8 pounds of muscle. From your 50s to your 60s, another 3 to 8 pounds. So you can see how quickly this adds up over time. But the problem is it also makes us weaker, it makes us more prone to injury, and it makes us look older. Now, what if there was something that you could do that was easy to prevent that from happening? Now, I'm not going to share that one thing with you now right away. I'm going to share some other things first that you should stop doing or start doing, rather that will help you prevent losing lean muscle mass. Number 1 is do more high-intensity activities. There's been a lot of research that's been done with high-intensity activities and what it does to our body composition. So I'm talking about sprinting versus walking. If you compare the two, you'll find that sprinting actually burns more calories than walking does. But the interesting part about sprinting is that you burn those calories for a longer period of time. What that means is that you'll burn calories all day long after you sprint versus just during your activity. So if you take an hour walk versus an hour sprint, the hour walk, you're only burning calories for that hour. The hour sprint, you may burn calories for 4 to 6 hours afterwards because of the afterburn effect. Now, this is called excess post-exercise oxygen consumption, but it's commonly referred to as the afterburn. So, number 1 is to incorporate more high-intensity activities into your week. You're young, you're healthy, you don't have any injuries, do it daily. Do a little bit each day. Maybe it's just a 30-second sprint. You can break it up into chunks throughout the day, but do more high-intensity interval training, HIIT training, whatever you want to call it. Incorporate more of that into your weekly routine. Number 2, eat enough protein. Now, I say this all the time, and I hate to sound like a broken record, but it's so important. As we age, we start losing lean muscle mass. That's called sarcopenia. And we also start losing bone density. That's called osteoporosis. So we need to do 2 things. We need to maintain our protein stores to prevent that loss of muscle, and we need to increase our calcium and vitamin D stores to increase bone density and prevent that loss of bone. Now, the recommended amount of protein for most people is 7 grams of protein per pound of body weight. That's way too low. That's for someone who's sedentary. If you're trying to maintain your muscle mass, I would say aim for at least 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Now, if you're trying to gain some muscle mass, maybe you're starting to resistance train, you're lifting weights, then I would go even higher. I would go to 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. And remember, it's not just about the quantity of protein that you eat, it's also about the quality of protein that you eat. So make sure you get your complete protein. Complete protein means that it has all 9 essential amino acids. You can get these essential amino acids from animal sources like meat, poultry, fish, and seafood, eggs, dairy. You can also get them from plant-based sources like beans, lentils, quinoa, and spirulina. All these foods have all 9 essential amino acids. Next, do resistance training. Now, most people, when they think about exercise, they think about cardio. Oh, I gotta go run, I gotta go walk, I gotta go swim, I gotta go bike. Those are great forms of exercise, don't get me wrong, but resistance training is just as important, if not more important, for your overall health. Resistance training is very important because it helps increase muscle strength and it also helps increase bone density. So again, it helps with sarcopenia and it helps with osteoporosis. Now there's several ways you can go about resistance training. You can use your own body weight. You can do push-ups, sit-ups, squats, lunges, planks. You can also use free weights. This would include dumbbells, barbells, kettlebells. You can also use resistance bands, or you can go to the gym and use machines. Now the question is, how often should you do resistance training? Well, I would recommend doing resistance training at least twice a week, but ideally 3 to 5 times a week. Now, if you're able to do all those things, why are you still losing muscle mass? Why are you still aging faster than you should? Well, it could be because of one simple reason, and that is that you're not recovering properly. You see, when you exercise, you cause microscopic tears in your muscle fibers. Now, this is a good thing, because your body then repairs those tears and makes the muscle stronger and larger. But if you're not recovering properly, then those tears never get repaired, so the muscle gets weaker instead of stronger. The best way to ensure proper recovery is to get enough sleep, manage your stress levels, stay hydrated, and take care of any injuries immediately. Click the link below. It's a free guide to help you get started on your health and wellness journey. Now, I promise I'm going to tell you what that one thing is that you can do every morning when you wake up to prevent losing leg muscle. And now for that one thing you can do every morning to prevent losing leg muscle. It's called active stretching. Now, active stretching involves stretching your muscles to the point where you feel tension, but you're not in pain. This helps increase blood flow to your muscles, which aids in recovery. It also helps improve your range of motion, and it helps reduce muscle soreness. Now, there's been a lot of research that's been done on this, and it's been proven to be effective. A study published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research found that active stretching was just as effective as static stretching, which is holding a stretch for 30 to 60 seconds, but it took less time. Active stretching takes only 10 to 15 seconds per stretch. Another study published in the International Journal of Sports Physical Therapy found that active stretching was effective in reducing muscle soreness and improving range of motion. Now, the key to active stretching is to do it properly. You want to hold the stretch for 10 to 15 seconds, not too long, not too short. You want to focus on your breathing, and you want to relax into the stretch. You should definitely not be in pain. If you're in pain, you're doing it wrong. So here's an example of how to properly active stretch your quads. You're going to start by standing up, and then you're going to bring one foot forward. You're going to bring your toes towards your nose. You want to feel the stretch in the front of your thigh, and then you're going to switch legs. Now do the same thing on the other side. You can also active stretch your hamstrings by bringing one foot forward and one foot back, keeping your toes pointed down, and then switching sides. Make sure you're doing both sides because you want to stretch all of the muscles in your legs. Now, if you're able to do this every morning when you wake up before you get out of bed, you will notice a difference. Your legs will feel stronger, they'll feel more stable, and you'll feel better about yourself. Now, if you're looking for other ways to prevent losing lean muscle mass, I made a video on the top 5 supplements to help prevent muscle loss. Check it out. I put it up right here. Thank you for watching. Have a blessed day, and remember, you matter.